Hey guys, I'm back, and this part's going to be a little different. So before you start watching it, I want you to know one thing. In this part, I'm not going to be doing any playing. I'm not going to unpause the game once. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be overlooking our nation, all the things involved with it. I'm going to be overlooking it, and I'm going to look at the ledger and compare other nations, like map modes and everything. So let's get started with that, because I only have 16 minutes. So if you're not interested in that, skip this part. Because it is no gameplay, so you don't have to watch it. But we'll start with terrain map mode. Over here, it looks to be mostly like plains, hills, that kind of thing. Very hilly over here, which I imagine it is in real life. I've never been to Greece, but I really want to be, or to have gone, or to go. I'm looking for the right verb there, the right tense. And political map mode, we've seen that plenty. Our borders are really nice. Religious map mode, we're Orthodox here, Muslim here. We might work on that, we might not. Honestly, I don't care if we have Muslim provinces. I know it cuts down your production efficiency and your trade income and stuff, but honestly, whatever. Roman Empire, Holy Roman Empire thing. It's pretty big, I guess. Trade. There's all trades to Constantinopolis. Liguria is very small. It's being beaten out by Venice, so that's a thing. Diplomatic map mode. We have an ally, enemies, stuff like that. Culture group map mode, all that kind of stuff. This isn't really necessary. And there's a bunch of new map modes that aren't too necessary to look at. Manpower map mode. Stability cost map mode. The one that's interesting is the technology map mode. We're falling behind, guys. It's getting kind of bad, actually. Some people are already land level 10. We're land level 9. Trade value map mode, useless. Supply limit map mode, kind of useless. Buildings map mode, maybe not too useless. Yeah. Recruitment map mode. Oh, that's all useless. So now, let's go up here. Okay. Byzantium is an empire. Indeed we are. We are ruled by the Regency Council. We are Greek. We have the Bosphorus Sound Toll, which comes from controlling this area. We own Constantinople. Indeed we do. And the theme system, which we enacted a while ago. We are Orthodox. We are the number 4 nation in the world. I'm guessing France is number 1. They're number 1. Castile is number 33. I'm looking for who else could be above us. They're number 3. So we're allied with the number 3 nation, and we are the number 4 nation. So that's not too bad. Let's go to the next one. Emperor Regency Council. Our Regency Council isn't that great. It's pretty bad, actually. But Regency Councils are never good. And Constantinos is going to be next on the chopping block for kings. For emperors, I mean. We are making 83 monthly ducats a month, and we are losing 103 per month, which comes entirely from military maintenance and a little bit from advisor salaries, but mostly from military maintenance. So yeah, that's you don't have to worry about that too much. We have a little bit of inflation, but it's going down very slowly. Our military, it's almost at maximum capacity. We could have one more legion of 7,000 men, which I know isn't a full legion, but we could have one more army of 7,000 men. Our navy could be twice as large as it is now, which will actually, I have plenty of money, so I'll get on that when I can. Religious map mode, we're tolerant of these people. We're actually relatively tolerant overall. Here we go. Shortcut Y is the government map mode thingy. Our idea is Grand Army, which actually we need to get rid of because it's useless now. Well, maybe not. It's actually I think it's still pretty useful. Our sliders, you can look at those if you want. This map mode, we have some amazing generals. Our culture map mode, I can actually endorse culture right now, which I will do. Didn't want to commission painting. I did want to commission painting. I didn't want to endorse culture. Did the wrong one. Oh well. And I'll hire some guys next turn. Or well, I'll look at something like maybe I gotta look around, see if there's anything interesting. A commandant, maybe. Yeah, he improves the morale of armies and discipline, so a very good commandant. Will hire him right now. So our manpower modifier went down a little bit, or it will. It either did or will. And our mission is to improve relations with Montenegro, which we will do. Now, ledger, onto the ledger. Alright, national statistics. We are still the #1 nation, but just barely beating out France. At least we're the best in income. Just barely beating out France and Castile, but they have bad inflation and, you know, we don't. So, and then after that is Lorraine, who, honestly, let's look at them. That's Lorraine. They're not a threat at all. After them is Holland, not a threat. Austria. Well, after that, it drops off pretty sharply, so it's not even worth counting these people. But you could go that are, like Cleves is making $0 a month. And Brabant is as well, and Quarconlu, who will soon come into contact with. But nation technologies, the most advanced nation in land overall is kind of like Lorraine, Aachen. They're all kind of tied. I'd say Lorraine is the best technology wise, and once again, you know, they're not that big of a deal. We are, let's see, we're gonna be pretty far. You see, we're pretty far down there. We're nowhere near in the big leagues with that. Advisors, don't really need to look at that. The best skilled advisors, you can look at this if you want. There's a lot of 6-level advisors. Best leaders of the world. Overall, the best leader of the world. Oh, we have Andrikos Romanos is the best leader in the world. Damn straight. He is the best military general. Oops. Basically, of all time up to this point, I guess. Because he is a beast. And we also have Hector Ainos, who's pretty far up there. And we go down a little more. We got some more. Heracles. Go down a little more. We have some. We should somewhere. The point is, we have the best general in the world, which I think is pretty darn impressive. Let's go on. These are the Holy Roman Emperors. Don't care because they are illegitimate emperors. The only proper emperors are ours. So, largest armies in the world. Ming, then France, then us. And now France is just huge. They're scary. But then Hindustan, then Austria. And Austria, France, and France are honestly the only ones that could really pose a threat to us at this point. And maybe, well, Castile as well. But the rest of these either aren't close enough to us, their armies aren't big enough, or the technology won't be good enough by the time that we reach them. So navies. Ming, Venice, Mamluks, England, Portugal. We are on the first page, but pretty far down there. So, nothing to be excited about. Number of provinces. This is how we've grown over the years. We have grown very high. Let's look at largest. We are actually, from what I can tell, the largest known nation in the game. I guess. With France being right behind us. Country overview. Our most profitable place is Constantinople for taxes. Same goes for production. It's still the best. Manpower, Constantinopolis. You can look at the cultures, the religions, the goods, the fort levels, but they're all the same. Previous rulers: Manuel the Great, the Johannes VII, the organizer or the marshal, and Regency Council, the lame. Buildings we could build, not important. Buildings overview, not important. Province decisions, not important. Colonies, not important. Charts, everyone loves charts. We are kind of a split Orthodox. We have more Sunni than anyone else, but we're kind of Catholic, Orthodox, Sunni, you know, kind of all that mixed together. We are half Turkish and half Greek and a little bit Bulgarian. We are almost all core provinces. And we've got some, you can look at this here: grain, wine, wool, cloth, copper, fish, iron, other, and salt. So, technology overview. Land morale. You can look at this if you want. You know, land morale is 0.05. You can look at this if you want. I'm not too interested in it. Yeah, it's just interesting. National armies. You can look at our national armies. Now, here's the interesting thing, I think, is you can look at army regiments. There are so many of these. It's crazy. I don't know why you'd ever want to look at this. It just seems like a complete waste of time to me. But, you know, ships. Once again, we got all these ships. Income overview. Last year, we made a lot of money from production. Well, let's look at it. Census tax, we have not made it this year because the year hasn't ended yet. We will make more. Events, you know, we got more. Harbor fees, we've got less, but the year isn't over yet. Production, we've got less. Taxation, we've got less, but that'll increase most likely. So we've made less this year than we have last year, which isn't a bad thing because, you know, we're doing a lot of things. We're at war. And here are our costs. Army maintenance hasn't costed as much this year, so that's good. Leaders are costing more. Fleet is costing less. Advisors are costing more because we actually have advisors now. We haven't before. Loans, don't have any loans. Don't plan to take any. Now that's a good center trade. Lubeck is the biggest center trade in the world, and we are the third biggest, so that's not bad. And once we take Venezia, we will have Venice, which is also amazing. Actually, we can send some in right there now, and they'll just pop in when I start the next part. Income, we're up there with France and Castile, you know, but they have bad inflation as well, which we will look at now. So the largest inflation in the world is the Mamluks, with upwards of, like, I think 11%, 10% inflation, which is not good this early in the game. That's not good at all. And I won't look at the trade goods because that's useless. Strategic goods, friendly relations, royal marriage with Hesse, and alliance with Muscovy. A lot of hostile relations. Countries that have a cost of belly against us, a lot of people. Countries that we have a cost of belly against, a lot of people. You know, so this is kind of a long list. It's not going to be, I'm not going to talk about it too much because it's just, you know, you can look at it and tell who is important and who isn't. Now, these are who we have cost of belly against. Now, this is a new thing. So we only have, okay, tribal conquest, reconquest, holy war, and that's it. Current wars. There's a lot of wars going on. The Golden Horde being in a lot of them. Let's see. The Golden Horde's in a lot of them. Castilian conquest of Congo. So they're at war with Congo. I guess that's how Hungary got into that war. There's just a lot of wars going on. You could look at all these, but it's a lot of them. The Dutch have completely won against Brabant, Aachen, Cleves, and Cologne. I've actually been to Cologne. It's a very nice place. I've been to Holland as well. Both very nice places. Cologne actually is... I bought some cologne in Cologne. Apparently they don't appreciate the pun too much, but they do sell cologne there, so I bought some. But that's the end of the ledger, folks. And we'll look around Europe for a little bit just to look at it. But I'm almost out of time, so we'll look at Middle East. Hasn't changed too much, except, you know, we're starting to move into the northern Middle East. The Golden Horde are being beaten back a little. The Muscovites are beating them back here. Northumberland is at war with Scotland. That's interesting. Ireland's still around. France still being a beast. Do they have cores on any of these places? All right, they have a core here, so they and on Vlaardine, so they could take a few more provinces before they stop. Bavaria and Bohemia both seem to be kind of vying for dominance around here. I think that'll come to blows at some point. Pomeria's doing well-ish. I think they've gained some land. They've gained Kostlin and Tunikal, or Tuchel. But Mecklenburg doing well for itself. But basically, a lot of these people are either dying or doing well. I mean, it's, no one's kind of stagnating. It's pretty much you're either doing well or you're being conquered. But I'm out of time, folks. So as always, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you next time.